Everybody needs to stop allowing this woman to have a platform. Stop giving her views and follows. Caylee Anthony has joined TikTok and made her social media debut for the first time since 2011, and she has somehow gained 40,000 followers in 36 hours. Now, I do want to say I am not accusing her of anything. Everything I am talking about is alleged. She was acquitted in a court of law. If you don't know who this woman is, she was tried for the murder of her daughter, and while she was acquitted, many people still believe she is allegedly, because I have to say that, guilty. Caylee Anthony was almost 3 years old in 2008, living in Orlando, Florida with her mother, Casey Anthony, and her maternal grandparents, George and Cindy Anthony. On July 15th, 2008, Cindy called 911 to report Caylee missing. Cindy said she had not seen Caylee for 31 days, and according to what Cindy told police, Casey had given varied explanations as to her daughter's whereabouts before eventually saying she had not seen her daughter for weeks. Casey would later call police and falsely tell a dispatcher that Caylee had been kidnapped by a babysitter on June 9th, but when this babysitter's home was searched, it had been empty for 140 days and there was no evidence to support this claim. On December 11th, 2008, Caylee's skeletal remains were found with a blanket inside a laundry basket in a wooded area near the Anthony family residence. The medical examiner determined Caylee's cause of death was homicide by undetermined means. Her mother, Casey Anthony, was arrested and charged with the first-degree murder of her daughter, and she pleaded not guilty. Unfortunately, the case against Casey Anthony was mainly circumstantial. The prosecution alleged that Casey no longer wanted to be a mother, so she administered chloroform and applied duct tape to Caylee's nose and mouth, ultimately killing her. Casey's defense team, on the other hand, focused on challenging the prosecution's evidence, which again was mostly circumstantial. The defense claimed that Caylee had drowned accidentally in the family's swimming pool and that George and Cindy had disposed of the body and covered up the death. After a very long trial on July 5th, 2011, the jury found Casey Anthony not guilty of first-degree murder, aggravated child abuse, and aggravated manslaughter of a child. She was found guilty of 4 misdemeanor counts of providing false information to a law enforcement officer. But she was acquitted, and with credit for time served, she was released on July 17th, 2011. Since she was acquitted and because of double jeopardy, she can never be tried for the murder again. Casey Anthony has popped up over the years, but now she is back on social media claiming that she is an advocate for her daughter. Here's the video that she posted so you don't have to go watch it.
We're sweat to death. Okay. Today is Saturday, March 1st, 2025. This is my first of probably many recordings on a series that I'm starting. I am a legal advocate. I am a researcher. I've been in the legal field since 2011. And in this capacity, I feel that it's necessary, if I'm going to continue to operate appropriately as a legal advocate, that I start to advocate for myself and also advocate for my daughter. For those of you who don't know, my name is Casey Anthony. My daughter is Caylee Anthony. My parents are George and Cindy Anthony. This is not about them. This is not in response to anything that they have said or done. That's not to say that I'm not going to respond at some point to some of the things that they have said and done. The whole point of this is for me to begin to reintroduce myself. I'm doing this both personally for me, but in a professional capacity. Moving forward, the majority of what you will see will be me speaking in a professional capacity. My goal is to continue to help give a voice to people, to give people tools and resources that they can utilize so they actually know where they can turn to. So with that, please join me on Substack. If you have questions, I will set up an email address where we can correspond directly. Up until this point, that has never happened, and it's only going to be on a limited basis regarding legal issues, legal matters. One of the main reasons that I'm doing this, there are people close to me who have been targeted and attacked recently. There are also people close to me who have had some recent things occur, and when necessary, people needed to step up, myself included. So as a proponent for the LGBTQ community, for our legal community, women's rights, I feel that it's important that I use this platform that was thrust upon me and now look at it as a blessing as opposed to the curse that it has been since 2008. With that, these aren't going to be perfect. They're not going to be edited. Most of the time, they're not going to be short. But I am proverbially standing in the light, embracing this piece, still going to keep my privacy intact. So you will get very comfortable with my car. And I will explain in great detail why it's so important for people to protect their privacy. It's not just important to public figures, it's even more important to private individuals. And with the current climate in our country especially, it's that much more important, which is why I am utilizing the Substack platform. Yes, I am advertising this and publishing this on TikTok, possibly also through other meta platforms, but my intention is to separate from that and showcase even more why Substack is such an important resource for people to utilize moving forward. Anyway, I appreciate your time, and we'll see how this goes.
She is also on Substack, and she has several posts, some of which are political. Some of them are like this, talking about the law, the presumption of innocence. She says, "You are entitled to your opinions, not your own set of facts. You, as the general public, will never know the full facts of the case." So she is really harping on her innocence and the fact that she was acquitted in the courtroom. And she says she is a legal advocate now. And she is fighting back against haters in her comments on Substack. She has turned off her comments on TikTok, so we can't comment there. But people who are commenting on her Substack, she is fighting back, even threatening that she's going to get law enforcement involved for very aggressive commenters. This was her account last night, and she has grown 20,000 followers in less than 24 hours. So while she has the right to free speech, we don't have to watch, we don't have to engage, we don't have to be a part of this, because being a part of it will only allow her to spread this further and potentially do more harm. Please just stop engaging with her content, leave her alone, and hopefully she'll go away.